Recorded Books and One Click Digital present I'm Doin' Me, Too by Anna Black, narrated by Lynette R. Freeman. Let's get caught up. Previously on I'm Doing Me. Tiffany Richardson, a Chicago native, moved out to L.A. to pursue her dreams of becoming an anchorwoman or radio broadcaster, but she stumbled into a writing position at KCLN for a new series called Boy Crazy. Going for her interview to be the next broadcaster for KCLN's online network, she landed on the right floor, but walked through the wrong door, and she snatched the position from right under Tracy Sims, a sister who lost her position because she was late for work on her first day. Outraged and full of malice, Tracy vowed that would not be the last they'd hear from her, even after Tiffany apologized. Not in a forgiving mood, she stormed out, but was never to be heard from or seen again. Tiffany fell into her new fast-paced career, and after only a couple of seasons, she was promoted to head writer and producer of the hit series. Because of her, the show rose to #1 on the network. However, with the highest-ranking show at KCLN, Tiffany and her crew were baffled when their show was on the chopping block. Later, they found out it was because the brother of the network owner, William Kiefer, who took William's place when he was out ill, was a racist and wanted the all-black cast gone. Quick to rise, and even quicker to fall, Tiffany not only found herself in a fix at work when she learned that her show would be canceled, but she walked in on her man Jeff in bed with the help. Close to the unemployment line and heartbroken, Tiffany became overwhelmed and on the brink of giving up. Not sure what the future would bring, and all hope lost, Tiffany ran into Corey Banks, an old crush from high school. Believing it was fate, Tiffany and her best friend Rose had high hopes that it was her chance to finally be with the one she'd loved forever, only to find out a couple of days later that he was engaged to Teresa Isabella Green, LA's queen. Fearing all was lost, Tiffany faced the reality of losing her show and losing the love of her life again. But there was a light at the end of the tunnel. Teresa was the daughter of Langley Green, the owner of Timax, a huge network. To impress Corey, Teresa offered to help Tiffany bring her show over to her father's network. This was one of Teresa's first underhanded attempts to keep Corey for herself, because she had a feeling there was more to Tiffany and Corey's relationship than just friendship. Moving forward, Tiffany stayed focused and gave up on the idea of her and Corey ever being together, especially after she learned Teresa lied to her about the interview at her father's company. Tired of the drama, Tiffany wished Corey well on the night of his engagement party. Later that night, he showed up at her door, asking for a friendship that Tiffany knew she couldn't handle. Being friends with someone she was in love with wasn't what she wanted, so she said farewell for good. With no show and no love, Tiffany contemplated her next move. Out of the blue, she got a call from Mr. Green and landed a new home for her series, Boy Crazy, at Timax, putting her show back on the air and pissing Teresa off. Determined to make it to the altar with Corey, without him running back to Tiffany, Teresa had to also face the fact that her father was developing a relationship with Tiffany. Feeling the pressure of losing her man and her father to the woman she despised most, Teresa's old drug habits became hard to conceal. Teresa thought she had everything under control, until Corey found out she was using again. At the same time, her secret of paying actor Colby Grant to seduce Tiffany was revealed. Corey broke the engagement after he found her stash of coke, but Teresa failed to tell her father a thing about the wedding being called off. Her trust fund money depended on her marrying.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.